Hey guys, what's going on? Preparing here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I gear my Barbarian for Inferno and how I rank certain stats on gear. Now, before we begin, I want you guys to get an understanding of the gear in this game. So when you look at a piece of gear, let's say like this one, it has the stats that it has. A lot of people have the mindset that, I want to gear with these stats. These are the best stats to have. Well, you can have goals like that, but that's not really a reality. The reality is, you get the gear that you get. And the only important thing is you need to be able to compare it properly to other pieces of gear. So before we begin, I want to show you how certain things scale, which will allow you to understand why I'm making these decisions. So as a Barb in Inferno, you're going to stack a lot of defense. Now from the defense you're going to stack, you're also going to stack some defensive skills. You're going to want to have Tough as Nails, 25% armor. You're going to have Nerves of Steel, Vitality gives you armor. And you're going to have Warcry, which gives you 20% armor and boosts your resist by 50%. So some of these are essentially stat modifiers. So Vitality becomes armor in addition to Strength becoming armor. And your total armor modification is 45%, which is 20 plus 25. And your total resist modification is 50%. So your resist scale a little bit better than armor, but it's percentage based, so you need a decent base value. Now, when it comes to picking the gear that you're actually going to use, you're going to be using gear that looks like this. So Chromatic Archon Armor of Valor. You're probably curious, like, isn't there better gear than this? Well, let me explain. The way I rank gear for surviving in Inferno is number 1 is Resist All, followed by Vitality, followed by Armor, then Strength, then Physical Resist. But you get the items that you get. You don't really have an option to pick and choose. But let me show you what I mean by that. So when it comes to affixes in this game, as you can see here, you can get plus 79 to resist all elements. I'm pretty sure this goes up to 80. When it comes to stacking armor, as some people choose to do, it's not as good. It's not as good because the most you can have is like, I think about 350, maybe 400. If you've seen the video where I discussed the base stat mechanics, you would know that 1 resistance is equal to 10 armor, approximately, if you have the similar amount of resistance and armor. And as you will see in the game, your resistance and armor will actually be comparable. So when you look at an item like this, when you have a stat plus 284 armor, that's a great stat. But the value of this stat in terms of resistances is plus 28 all resists. And like I said, the issue is you can't get plus 800 armor on an affix on a piece of armor, but you can get plus 80 all resist. That's why resist is the best stat. It's not because it's better than armor, it's because there's more of it that can spawn on gear. You also want to keep a certain amount of vitality. As a barb, all your skills essentially heal you based on how much life you have. So vitality has many effects. It increases your armor, which reduces your damage taken. It increases your life pool, which gives you a buffer for taking damage. And it also increases the amount that you heal with your healing abilities, such as Revenge, and also Furious Charge, and there's also Overpower, as well as a few other things such as Health Globes and so on. There's also a certain other stat that I want to discuss. So this stat spawns mostly on uniques, but can spawn on rares as well. So you see here, reduced damage from melee attacks by 20%. There's also stats like reduced damage from elites by 5%. Stats like these are very, very powerful, and you should try to pick up at least a few items with them. See, I have here reduced damage from melee attacks 3, plus 20, plus 4. With these stats, the more you have, the better it becomes. But the drawback is that they're very hard to obtain. So when you're picking a piece of gear, let's compare the stats here real quick. So let's see this bracer. We want to simplify items so we can understand them better. So this bracer has 431 armor. We'll discount the poison resist because it's not that relevant. It has 63 resist all, 66 intellect, 71 strength, 162 vitality. So what does this give you? It gives you 63 resist, plus 6.6 resist, because the intellect also gives you resist. So this is approximately 70 resist all. The armor value for the item is 431 plus 71 plus 162. And then you also get the health pool from the vitality. Then you also get the damage bonus from the strength. But the damage is going to be secondary. In Inferno, if you're going to solo on a barb, the best thing you can do is stack defense. It may take you forever to kill mobs, but if you have enough defense, you literally will not die at all. So keep that in mind. There's also the thing with shields. So with shields are great because when you block an attack, it can still trigger a revenge, causing you to heal. So at the same time, when it comes to dexterity and dodge, dexterity is good to have up to 100 because that's when the scaling drops off the map. But when you dodge an attack, you actually don't proc a revenge. I'm not saying dexterity is bad, but that's why I actually rank dexterity the least among the stats for tanking barbarians when it comes to soloing Inferno. There's a lot more to it, but if you think of it the way that I've pictured it for you, I think you'll get a very good understanding of which items are better for you and why you should pick them. See you guys next time.